Any of you who may have needed to fly through Toronto will recognize it. You're at Gate 1 in Toronto Pearson, because there are no care packages ready for you. As you're walking through the terminal looking a little lost, you see a familiar grizzled figure waving to you from near the security checkpoint. Hey, gents!
What are we doing here?
So, the thing about this flight is, on top of the regular peoples what are going to be riding with us, there's, I guess you could call them dignitaries. Apparently someone called in a threat against the plane and the people on it. What is it you want from Goodman Brown? A rhyme of frost form across the glass. I never make it cold enough. If you prefer a more personal name to me, and she says something and you have a splitting headache, you see that she has sort of classical Asian features, along with her dark black hair. She has really sharp teeth, all of her teeth. She gives you a shark's grin.
Sounds more like a Shinso, the true vampires native to Asian countries.
There is no bigger tiger. I am the biggest tiger.
Keypad mechanism has been exploded on this side somehow.
Wonder.
The whole thing has blown out of the wall on this side, but on the other side, facing the passengers, it looks fine.
God damn
I
it.
picked it up. Fuck's sakes, Shade. I throw it back down.
And when you start going down the stairs that take you into a deeper part of the tail, you find two heavy-set dudes with machine guns lying flat out on the ground.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm trying to expose this. And you see a mass of thin wires that are connected to the superstructure of the plane at various points.
There's gonna be an interdimensional incident. It's gonna take out 5 of the top fucking people, all these things, and make something huge happen.
You guys blow the problem away. And when you come back out and you take a look out the window, you can see there's a tarmac outside and a whole bunch of Japanese-looking people. When you arrive in Tokyo, the dignitaries all separate quite quickly from the regular folk as a armored limousine rolls up. You can tell that it's a limousine because it's got that long stretch.
Absolutely.
And it's appointed in luxurious black and gold. But the armor is just as obvious. Honestly, it looks a bit too big to be a limousine. It might be like a limo SUV. And the plating on it is heavy duty, and there are no windows. The people who come out of the doors were behind the line when necks were handed out, but were right at the top of the line when incredibly large muscles were being allocated. And they quickly usher the various supernatural somebodies into the limousine. Not all together, not all at the same time, but into different sections. And in the bustle and fuss of it all, none of you managed to see the Elven King get on.
Oh, what a coincidence.
And none of you managed to see Raj get on, but you assumed that they must have as it pulls away. And they don't seem to be amongst the rest of the passengers.
Were there 5 cars?
There was just the one, but it was very long, and each of them got into their own section of it. You two, obviously, were on the plane. Apollo Day, unfortunately, had a little bit too much to drink, as you all know.
Yes.
He was pretty much like, I drink a triple, and then I drink another triple. And I'm like, how does that not affect... he has to roll for that.
He actually was drinking the whole time. Like, the moment he sat down, he started taking shots.
Yeah, and then literally 5 more minutes in the session, he's like, I pour myself a third triple. And I'm just like
physical shots or like
still.
game shots?
Game, in universe, not out of universe.
So that would have been good LARPing right there.
No,
There
it
will
was
be no
definitely in game.
And then...
I think that would have impaired him a little bit more out of character than it did in character.
How many times?
You can't just roll for, am I inebriated? Anyways, so the 3 of you and Sam are all working your way out of the plane and down onto the tarmac amongst a bunch of very confused and angry-looking Japanese officials when a very tall woman, maybe 6'5", very tall for a woman in particular, and long legs, fairly flowing white dress in the kimono style with Japanese characters down one side in silver, sort of brushes them all aside and into silence instantly and gestures to you all to follow her. She lets you know that she is associated with the Tor and has been sent to bring you all to your next assignment in this area. And she looks at a watch and says, even if you are all a little bit early, don't worry, you'll get paid overtime.
Nice. How, and this is kind of a general question too, how do we just take her at her word? Do tour employees have some kind of like badge?
Jumpsuits.
Hey, look, matching.
Is everybody in
And she just appear and
jumpsuits?
be like, I'm with the tour, come with me.
I feel like that would be
okay.
enough for us to be like, all right, sick.
Alright.
I leave it up to you to decide whether or not you disbelieved her or believed her, but
Okay.
as soon as you followed her out of eye shot of anybody else, you find yourselves sitting inside of a well-appointed room inside of what's clearly a luxury hotel.
Okay, so
So
magic.
that seems to be
Magical teleporting is good evidence. Okay.
seems to
Yeah.
be sufficient evidence. Plus, of course, the Tor is supposed to be a secret organization.
Yeah.
Right.
So did she get like the upgraded teleportation like outfit with the flowing white kimono? And
Probably. She's not here, but there is a note sitting on the table. Let me describe the room to you first.
Okay.
It's about 4 times the size of the room we're in right now, and it has floor-to-ceiling windows all along one side of it. There are mechanized shutters on the window and switches in various places to allow you to open or close those shutters on the window. Right now they're sitting at sort of a half open, allowing the light of early morning dawn break through.
How high up are we?
When you take a quick look out the window, it looks like you must be on, the 30th floor. It's a long way down. And a quick peek out the window and looking up as best you can shows that there are many more floors above you.
Wow.
It seems to be a massive hotel indeed.
Thanks.
There are well-appointed little bedrooms that come off of a main common room. Each of the bedrooms has a plush king bed and little chocolate mints on the pillow.
Oh, how sweet.
And the little chocolate mints are in the shape of a small mouse.
Chocolate
Okay,
mouse mints.
less sweet. Oh.
The main room has a large TV, looks like massive plasma screen. It's about 120 inches wide and mounted directly to the wall. And beneath that is crackling a fake fireplace. And then there's one door in and one door out, and it looks like it's a heavy black metal that it's made of.
Okay.
Just one door.
The door itself has a touchpad for cards beside it,
Right.
but it looks like it doesn't lock on this side, but only on the other.
Mm-hmm.
On the table that's in the middle of the room, it's a solid mahogany table, lacquered in black, with a gold trim. On that table is a single piece of paper and a small folder. Inside the folder are 2 sets of cards. One is obviously the cards for your room, and the other are little clip-on badges that say security detail and have your pictures on them. It's at this point that Rains walks out of his room in the little hotel area that you're in now, out of his bedroom, and notices you all have joined him. He already has his little security detail badge clipped to his belt.
What am I wearing?
A tactical ballistic vest. It has ceramic plates for blocking knives and Kevlar for blocking bullets.
Sweet.
Whoa.
It bulks you out significantly.
Okay, so this is like.
You have a high-powered sniper rifle of your choice,
Holy.
and you have a small assault rifle, probably a P90.
Isn't a P90 a submachine gun?
Well, a submachine gun.
Follow day about what? Like he got like worked out? He went like into the toilet and onto the floor and into
So Apollo Day is still here, but he's looking rather green around the gills and quickly makes his way to his own bedroom and flops face down onto his bed.
Okay.
He tells you that he'll probably be fine, and oh my god.
Okay. Right.
Good thing there's ensuite bathrooms.
So right now, is Shane with us as well?
Sam is here with you
Okay,
too.
Sam's here, so he's here, I'm here, and then Rains has walked in,
So
ready to bust his ass.
Sam pulls his own security detail card out of the pile. Security detail, eh? Oh, I hope they gave us just as much goodies as they gave you.
I am not sure goodies would do me much good.
Kind of takes a second, like, oh yeah, right, the hospital, right?
Dude, it's Sammy. Come on. How do you not know Shade?
I've been a little busy.
Mr. Rains, it's good to see you again.
Same. It's always good to see me.
Your humor is intact.
Sam's already made his way over to his own room. Sweet. So each of you have a room, and your name is picked out in gold lettering that's been applied to the door.
Does mine say Dr. Keel?
Yours says Dr. Walter Keel.
Fantastic. Okay.
But it's scratched out and says Mister.
Oh my god, I gotta go see if I have a grappling hook in there. And I run to my room.
That's all you got. You don't even have clothes. You just have a grappling hook.
They just knew.
So in your room, there is a similar tactical vest as you see Rain's wearing. However, yours is obviously ballistic intended and does not have the ceramic plates. It's a little thinner, but will allow you to move more quickly and easily. And in terms of weaponry, there is 2 small handguns, but no grappling hook.
Oh, man.
They're 9mm.
Oh, pistols. Okay.
Yeah, semi-automatics. And in your room, there is, again, a similar ballistic vest, but it does not have ceramic plates, but it is Kevlar, and likely intended for small arms fire.
Right.
It will not stop an assault bullet or a submachine round,
Right.
but it would stop a handgun round.
Right.
It's fairly thin, but it's easy for you to wear.
Right. Great.
And you have also 2 small handguns, 9mm.
Now, does the equipment I have...
You also have on the vest, I should mention, you have a belt with tactical pouches, including holsters.
Me specifically
Both
or
of
all
you.
of us? Okay.
On yours, there's 2 holsters. On yours, there's 2 holsters and a small pouch.
Nice.
Oh, I don't have a pouch.
Inside the pouch, there's a pencil and a ream of paper.
Now, I'm assuming
But who
mine
does?
comes with a position to safely store the rifle, and then also have like a clip for
So
the...
you have 3 clips that run across your spine that you see line up with a hook set on your sniper rifle.
Cool.
And you have the P90 is a fairly small, boxy sort of gun, and it can fit on a what's called a mole clip, right? MOLLE clip that goes onto your belt.
Yep.
And it has the appropriate attachment for that as
Okay.
well.
So
And
I
you also
like
have a
those
small
guns.
pouch on your other hip that contains, when you check, 3 smoke grenades.
You know, you're just going to go through the metal detector and then just going to take them all away.
I knew we should
You
have got the
are
money.
supposed to be security detail, not storming the beaches.
Oh,
Heavy security detail.
Okay.
okay, not bad.
Sam comes out of his room. He's decked out in the same degree as Rains,
Right.
with a heavy vest. He's got an assault rifle in hand. And he checks it, clears the barrel, and reassembles it as though he knows what he's doing, and then he slings it behind him. So, I guess that we're supposed to be shooting somebody, but I'm not. And then a phone starts ringing somewhere in the apartment building.
I walk out with my kind of guns in my hands pointed to the ground. Does anyone have a grappling hook? I mean, guns are cool, but like a grappling hook is so much cooler.
Look, Batman, when we find a
Right.
grappling hook, I'll let you know.
I'm gonna tuck them in my holsters.
Yeah? What? Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're here. No, I think he's out of it. Hey, Apollo! He just threw up over the floor. I think he's out of it. Okay. Yep. Alright. Who wants pizza? I could go for some pizza. Alright, cool.
With pineapple.
Well, obviously. What kind of pizza doesn't have pineapple on it? Shitty pizza, that's why.
Sammy! How do you forget Sammy, dude?
Hey.
Hey, it's my guy right there.
I gotta say, I kind of missed
Konnichiwa.
and really didn't miss this like back and forth banter. It was kind of great working on my own for a while.
Ai, ippon desu. Arigato.
Mr. Shade, you speak Japanese.
Sam looks around at you. So, they said 20 minutes or it's free. And
They always say that.
I'll be right back. Oh, about the real phone call, that was us being told that, so the supernatural folks what are doing their thing here, see there's a conference room way above us, like another 10 floors, and it occupies like another 5 floors, and people be rich and crazy. Anyways, there's going to be this big conference happening apparently. See, I told you, why do you all come to Japan? Anyway, big conference, and we're all supposed to keep them from getting blown to shit or turned into like mushrooms or thrown into the sun or whatever.
But like,
From what? Exactly.
Now, more specifically, are we going up there to guard the entrance to the place? Are we going downstairs to guard the main floor? Are we staying on this floor?
Let me answer your questions with a question. Who wants pizza? Sam opens the door, turns back to the table, grabs his key card. Whoops, almost forgot. I'll be right back, boys. Takes a look down, both ways down the hallway, and pulls the door shut behind him, out into the hallway.
See, the lack of details is something I don't miss.
I turn on the
about
Discovery
Shades.
Channel, the Japanese Discovery Channel.
Keo sits down and pulls his chair and has like this Spock hands.
The show is pretty much as you remember it, except it's interspersed with the craziest advertisements
Oh,
that you have
so
ever
great.
seen.
So great.
Oh my god, guys, this is my favorite episode. I've seen this one in English, German, but I just and Polish even. I just haven't seen it in this. It's about anteaters. It's super cool. I think you'll like it. If anyone wants to sit down,
I wasn't
Keel, you
expect-
gotta be into this. Come on.
In this way,
I have read 13 different volumes on the biology and history of the anteater. I'm pretty sure the Discovery Channel has something new to teach me.
several hours pass. That pizza never does show
Wow.
up.
Well,
True.
within those hours, then I'm getting up,
Several
looking at the
hours.
door.
Yeah.
I'm trying to call people. I called
This
downstairs.
is the worst pizza place?
Yeah, I'm pissed. I want my pizza.
Yeah,
I try to order another pizza.
You call downstairs, they speak Japanese. Hi, moshi moshi.
Do you, pizza? Do you guys do pizza?
Yo, kid, tell him we want
Sumimasen,
pizza.
desu?
Pizza.
Pizza desu ka?
Pineapple. Leaf top.
Leaf
yellow.
Nande wa?
Yes, yeah. 30th.
Nande wa
30th.
pineapple desu ka?
Gus,
pineapple.
Gus, say unagi. Unagi.
Unagi.
Ah, unagi desu. Hi.
But pizza. 20 minutes.
Okay, pizza da. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's not fucking happening. Oh well, I
We're
tried.
gonna get an unagi pizza.
Let's get a squid, a live squid.
So 30 minutes later, you get a knock at the door, and room service
I
shows
run
up
to
with
it.
with a bunch of fried eel,
Oh no.
That's okay, Friday was great.
Yo.
and the nice woman, lifts the silver steaming platter of fried eel. Unagi da.
It's not pizza, Mr. Heat, but
I grab
Not
it,
bad.
kind of bow to them in respect.
No.
and
As he's doing
Come in.
this, I'm like pizza. Doing the like whole.
Mr. Heat just
Sumimasen.
Oh my
finger
god,
looking
guys, this is so good. This is better than pizza. I go to the phone, order room service. Hello?
Hey, moshi moshi.
Unagi?
Unagi da.
Yeah! And then I hang up the phone. Guys, I just got us some more fried eel, and this is gonna be great. Oh my god. We should probably check on Sam Shade. And as I'm saying that, I'm walking over and eating more fried eel.
Even as you're saying that, I guess there must have been another plate's worth of it all ready to go because someone knocks at the door.
I look at Keel and I'm like,
Well,
that took much longer the first time.
you're the one that ordered it, though. Maybe they were already on their way up when they're like, yeah, that one right there.
Alright.
Obviously, it could be a trap.
I
Okay,
take-
you open the door.
I-
I'll cover you.
I take my gun out of my holster, kind of open the door, keep my hand behind the door.
As you start to open the door, someone kicks 2 small metal canisters into the room
Sick.
and then flees
Crap.
down the hallway.
Okay, well, as they do that, I throw the door open and chase after them.
Okay. I want each of you to roll. Each of you to roll agility, please.
Agility.
A juddly.
Agility.
Great thing. I've got
A
two
guillotine.
for that.
I got 2
It's
sevens.
been a while.
I got a 7 out of 4.
2 sevens.
Okay.
I got 42.
Oh.
2 and a 4.
All right. So, Heat makes it out of the room, jumping after whoever it was who kicked the canisters in. The 2 of you, however, are further back, and while you rush towards the door, the canisters are right there. And yes, they go off with a sudden loud roar
Yeah.
and a blinding flash.
Flashbangs. Okay.
And-
Oh, I thought they were
And both of you lose your vision and hearing for a moment, completely disoriented.
Great.
I'll come back to you in a moment.
Wonderful.
Yeah, kind of
You,
like movie
being
style.
on the outside of the room, hear the roaring sound, but it's muffled somewhat by the thick walls and the heavy door, and the flash is out of your field of view. The person you're chasing is covered from head to toe in some sort of black, form-fitting robe of some sort. Like, it looks like it starts at their head and goes all the way to the bottom, and it's tight to their body, but it all seems to be one piece.
How far
A
is
jumpsuit
he?
of some kind.
How far are they from me?
They're running really fast. They're already like 20 feet down the hallway.
Can I shoot them in the leg?
Yeah, you can try.
Great. So
That
I'm
is
going
precision.
for...
Precision.
Ooh, that's a 2.
Well,
Your shot skips off the ground around their feet, and
Just what I wanted.
they zig and zag a little bit and make it to the end of the hallway and turn the corner towards the elevators. Let's go back to the 2 of you for a moment. You're staggering around inside the room when you hear a crash from behind you, even through the distortion and the damage done to your hearing.
from the outside?
It's loud enough that you hear windows breaking from
Right.
behind you.
Do I hear this?
30 stories up.
Too?
Yeah, you hear it too. And it sounds like there's something in the room.
Wonderful.
But unfortunately, your eyes are still watering and in pain, and everything is a white blur.
Right.
How
okay.
quickly
Can we
would I be
roll
able to make
try
it back?
Can we roll to try to, like, back to normal?
What I want you to both roll now is a finesse.
For the next.
Roll your
Okay.
finesse.
Because
And you
once
finesse
I,
as well.
Once I miss this shot, I'm not chasing him. I'm turning back and checking
Okay.
on these guys.
Okay, so you roll your finesse as well.
It's almost a 10 and then
Hmm.
it wasn't. It was almost a 10 and then it wasn't. Now
And then
it's
it was a
4.
1.
And it was a 4.
Oh, that's a 3.
4. 4.
3?
3.
4?
Double 5.
Okay. There are 2 individuals who are moving fast in the room, and 2 individuals who seem to be moving very, very slowly.
Yeah, you too.
But the best, well, besides the 2 of you,
Right, so there's 4.
as far as you can see, 2 are very thin and tall, and 2 are very wide and thick, but they're just like black blobs against the endless field
Oh, no.
of unbroken white in your vision.
Right.
So any rolls that you make for precision are going to be halved.
Ooh. Oh.
So, Reigns, you go first.
Are the black blobs moving towards us, or are they just kind of staying
As far
still?
as you can tell, they're moving towards you. They did just break through your window.
Okay.
They are closer than they just
It's the
were.
Ninja Turtles. That's how it's for them.
That's the pizza. That explains it. That all makes sense.
They're obviously ninja chefs.
They want our pizza, but joke's on them. We didn't get any.
They realize, oh no, the door open already. We must go through window.
Going through the window doesn't forgive you being late, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sunimase.
Keel's right beside me,
Yep.
and I can sort of make him out a little bit.
You know it's Keel, but that's mostly because you knew
You were
was
standing right beside
standing
him.
right beside
I'm
you.
probably groaning.
Being a big baby.
Okay.
I'm not the hardiest person ever.
With knowing the doors behind us, I'm going to try and grab Keel and pull him outside the room into the hallway.
You're going to have to roll agility for that.
Yeah? Okay.
You're still fighting the flashbang.
2 and an 8.
2 and an 8, that's fine. You make it to the door, you pull Keel through. Are you closing the door behind you? Or trying to?
I am going to... Hey Gus, close the door.
Keel, it's your turn.
So I'm going to try to reach out with my mind, see if I can tell if these guys are bad news in that way.
Okay.
In that way.
So I want you to do 2 rolls. The first is to calm your mind after that
Yes.
traumatic experience you just had enough to make the roll, and then to actually stretch out your ability. So focus first.
Right. Focus.
Focus!
2 and a 9.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Woohoo.
Okay. 2 8s.
Nice.
Oh, very good.
Focus work.
Yes, you definitely feel something wrong about these two. Not something you haven't experienced before, though.
4 or
You know
2?
you know something
Just
about this.
2 of them,
But
I
these
think?
4, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, did I say 2?
Yeah.
But these 4. Roll your academics with your special ability. Your extra dice.
Yeah.
Didn't you add another dot to it?
Yep, I did. I need to keep the... Oh no! The worst roll in history!
Oh my god.
You managed to fail out your successes. That's sad.
Maybe too many dice isn't a good thing.
That's sad. Oh.
You're stretching your mind too thin and you
I
broke.
Alright.
only have 1 job on this ship.
Well, I can give you just the basic details that you figured out from your arcane roll. Then
Okay.
these are elves.
Oh, okay.
Whatever else they are, these are elves.
Too bad they're stupid elves.
They're not Keebler elves, though.
Stupid, fat, tall elves. Not cute Santa elves.
And they
not
laugh
cute.
just like you did?
They're not cute Santa elves. You know more about these kind of elves, but for some
Which would be
reason
cute
your
if
mind
they're
is failing you.
Which would be cute if they're 2 feet tall, but if you're a 6 foot tall elf,
Maybe later,
That's
maybe
what's
you
wrong
can
with
try
them.
kind
again.
of fucking creepy.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with them. That's why they're
Alright,
evil.
so Keel knows that it's elves of
Okay,
some
so
kind.
I
that
gasp
come for you all.
out loud. Elves.
And what does that mean, huh?
Gus,
Close-
it's your turn.
Close the door.
Why?
Close the door.
So they can open the door again?
So we can run away and get a better position.
I don't think we're really running away at this moment. I take out my second pistol. I'm double wielding, and I'm just gonna fire.
As a free action, I face palm.
So I'm doing what?
So you're going to be rolling precision,
Okay.
and since you're trying to make 2 shots, you have to have whatever you roll. Either that, or if you have 2 dice, you can just roll 1 for 1. If you only have the 1 die, then have it.
Because you're splitting your focus.
Well, I am just going to take 1 shot then.
Okay.
Okay,
with
so it's
my
not
bonus.
double fisting.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's better anyways.
5.
5, okay.
All double shooting does is throw your shoulders up.
Jesus. These elves are fucking
I
annoying.
said they were elves.
So we were supposed to know that.
Yeah, they're elves.
I'm like,
okay, cool.
Great, thanks. Elves like Christmas elves? What?
The 2 tall, thin
Yeah,
ones
you're getting a lecture later.
you can see are actually quite strange looking. They look like they have tree bark for skin, and they have deep, dark set eyes that glow a mild red color, and they have no mouth or nose that you can see, or ears, just the eyes staring out of this hard, flat face over top of a long, sort of willowy body. They have 2 arms and 2 legs, and otherwise look fairly humanoid, except for, again, that bark skin. And they're not wearing any clothes, as far as you can tell. The other 2 elves look completely different, though. They're thick, heavy set. They've got sort of dog-like faces. They're good 4 feet wide, but only like 5 feet tall.
That's gross.
And they have arms that trail all the way down to the ground, and they're half knuckling their way across, as they run up to the door.
So they're like,
They look like malformed gorillas.
that's gross.
Just like
4
this all
feet
sound
wide.
like that.
Yeah. The two dog guys are too far back for you to get a decent shot of them anyways. But the two willowy
that's
guys
slow.
that you aim for, one of them dodges out of the way of your bullets, even as he sees you firing, and the other one just sort of takes it on his bark skin. You see it leave a scoring mark across it, but it doesn't seem to have penetrated. And now it's their turn.
Yeah.
The first of the bark guys
Distress.
reaches the person who is standing right at the door, shooting at them.
Hmm.
All right, so I want you to roll agility.
I got a 10 or a 1 and yeah, I got a 5.
He grabs you and wraps one of his long, thin hands around your throat. The other thin fellow,
I light myself on fire.
the other thin fellow grabs your legs, since now you are not in a position to resist much.
Oh, I literally once he grabs me, I'm just like, okay, cool. I just let it happen.
And the both of them haul you back into the room.
Yes, they do.
One of the thick gorilla dog guys comes up to the door, but that's his entire action. The other gorilla dog guy sort of takes up position in the middle of the room.
Okay.
Back to Reigns.
Are they aggressive with me, or are they just?
Are
Are they trying
they're
to
not
hurt me? Or?
they're not trying to kill you necessarily at this very moment, but they're not being gentle either.
How are blind 1 and blind 2 doing over here? How are they doing?
You're doing better, but you're still suffering that half having to precision rolls.
Yep. Well, we're really screwed, guys.
Somebody just could have closed the fucking door. Okay, well, if I can't get a 100% exact clear picture of this guy, I'm just going to try and shoot kind of top center.
Center massish.
Yeah. Kind of aiming higher, because that's usually where a head is.
Makes sense.
So,
Presumably.
okay.
That's just cathartic. You also
Or
have
do
chance to
exactly
get ones.
what he did.
Yeah.
Things are not going well for you guys.
So did he shoot himself in the face? Or
Was it 2 bunches or did it cancel out
It
2
was a
successes?
5. It was a
Yeah.
5 and a 7 and 2 1s.
Okay, so you cancel out your successes.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to get the gears turning again. Maybe actually find out.
All right, roll me another academics roll. Then.
You should talk to the creature.
No, you see.
Just ask him about his
See this
feelings.
blank in charisma? I'm
Yeah,
not a
it's-
talker.
Yeah,
But you're just as good as me at talking with him. Come on.
No.
You can do it.
Don't tell me 2 ones.
Yeah.
No, only 1 this time.
Well, actually, you still have your minor action left.
Okay.
I'll let you have less information on a second roll.
Okay, like 2 dice now? Or?
Yeah, so try just 2 dice.
Okay. 10 and a 9. Less dice. It's not less dice. The secret.
Oh, that's the secret. So I should have rolled 2 dice and I would
If
have got
only
2
you used
10s.
less dice.
I
Anyways,
don't understand.
the creatures facing you are
Oh,
treants
it's
and grooms.
Skill.
right.
Okay, so a treant,
Treants, I guess. I from the bark description.
yes, are vaguely tree-like in nature. They have thick, heavy skin that's like the bark of a tree. They are generally found in forests
Mm-hmm.
in the reflection of the Fae.
And the other one was called what?
A groom, Gruhm.
Left at the altar.
They live mostly underground. They dislike the sunlight but can stand it.
Okay.
They're very strong but very stupid. You have a vague sense of their weaknesses. Grooms, again, really dislike intense light.
Light. Okay.
And treants have all the weaknesses of
Trees.
So they're particularly vulnerable to
Fire. Right.
Is there like a carpet below us?
Yep, nice thick plush one.
Great. Yeah, so I'm going to set the whole carpet on both of their feet on fire right below us. And then I will have to figure it out from there.
Alright, how many dots do you have?
I have 2, so I'm going to take 8 damage.
Alright, why don't you mark that off right now?
Woohoo.
The treants, on their turn, react very poorly to having fire suddenly appear beneath them.
Hopefully.
They catch on fire like old dead wood.
Great.
Their feet are immediately aflame, thanks to your power. but the fire spreads up them much quicker than you would expect, and until their whole bodies are on fire. They release their hold on you immediately as they frantically stamp around and try and roll themselves out.
Well, I think it's fair for me to take a rolling action out of this fire.
You fall to the ground, but we'll talk about that. What happens in a moment.
Aha.
And the two treants run back, getting in the way of the one groom who set himself in the middle of the room. And the groom, after a moment of trying to beat the fire out on them and try and keep them off of him, seems to lose his patience with them, grabs both of them by their midsections and tosses them both out the window.
Sick.
Nice.
I made friends.
No.
They go screaming down the many floors until you can't hear us anymore.
Yep.
Nice.
In other news, 2 flaming fireballs fell from the sky today.
The groom at the door takes his action and sees this guy who's trying to put some lead in him and doesn't like that. He attempts to smack you real hard. So I want you to make an endure roll.
Oops.
Sucker.
Where is Chris here? This is the disadvantage here.
Can I check the?
Definitely weighted.
So I take the two values, add them together, and then I get a value that I soak, right? So I soak 33 damage.
He rolled double first.
Okay. The groom hits you real hard.
Ow.
You take 4 damage. Smacks you into the back wall behind you. Alright, and the other groom who's in the middle of the room took his action to throw the other treants out.
Out the window.
So back to your reins.
Back to range.
So you've got one of the grooms sitting over top of you, ready to cave your chest in.
Right
Can we not resolve me just falling on the floor?
I'm
Alright,
trying.
so you slam into the floor and you roll out of your own fire.
Yes.
I won't have you take any more damage from that.
Thank you.
It was real quick, and the hair on your head didn't like it, but you'll probably be fine.
Wait, this is all going on.
He's
And Apollo's in his other room
Remember,
just
this
drunk.
is only round 3 though, so it's been 20 seconds.
Yeah, but that's just so great how this is all happening.
Yeah,
He's-
he's just in his room going, "Oh God, it's like there's a party going on in the other room, an explosion.
What are they doing? Setting people on fire?
Oh, my head hurts so bad.
Sound like someone got punched against the wall.
Sounds like some trees got set on fire and screamed their way out of the room."
Oh.
Okay, so how are we doing at this point? Because 20 seconds for a flashbang to be affected by it is quite a long time.
No, actually, it's not. It's several minutes. But I'm gonna give you the benefit of being an experienced military man and say that you're no longer suffering from your precision.
That was going to be my next gambit there. I've flashbanged myself all the time. I'm used to.
All the time. Oh, it's Thursday at 12 o'clock. Oh my God! You will get used to this.
Shake it off! Shake it off!
Did you guys say something? I can't hear you.
I'm literally deaf and blind now. Okay,
Yeah.
so flashbangs can hurt you, right?
They can never hurt me ever
I
again.
stab my eyes out.
Yeah, the ultimate, just be deaf and blind and you're good.
Good.
Anyways, yes.
Even still, you'd still get head trauma, wouldn't you?
I'm gonna say you're still suffering, but you're able to work through the pain now.
Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to shoot it.
Shoot it.
That's what I do.
Hit the control button, drop it prone, crawl, find the window,
He needs to roll.
line up,
Yeah.
hold shift, press down shift, hold your breath.
Press down shift, hold your breath.
What do we got?
6, 6, 8, and 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
You literally blow his brains out.
Yes.
All over the wallpaper.
Oh.
They are not getting the
Thank
stains
God I
out.
am under the table.
There's going to be need to be new wallpaper.
Deep,
Does
deep.
steel take splash damage?
The flesh almost burns away from where the bullet went through,
Yeah.
and then it falls to the ground at your feet.
Player-wise, I probably know what this is, but character-wise, I probably wouldn't. Yeah.
Heal.
Think him to death.
Thanks. Man, let me
Oh,
stab you.
and, and before
With
heal,
what?
Why don't you use one of your doctorates to do it?
Stab me with the doctor, dude.
I
before-
need a paper cut. Here's your reference, Mr. Rains. Cold iron is extremely useful against elvish creatures and other creatures of the Fae.
Gotcha. So, shoot them dead. Gotcha. Roger.
So
Let's work for everything.
Keel's going to turn, sort of look back into the room.
Says America.
I'm assuming I can see that.
You can see the other groom. You
Yeah.
can see that the carpet is on fire and the fire is spreading.
And he's rolled himself under the table.
He's rolled himself under the table.
With a big, massive headache. You see me aching in pain.
The carpet is on fire. Mr. Heen appears to be trapped in the room under the table. The treants have been thrown out the window. Part of Keel would like to find a mason jar and store some of the groom's brain in for study later on. However, the other part of Keel realizes that
There's still another one.
there's still another one and the room's on fire.
We also do have those unagi bowls.
So Keel is going to look around for a fire extinguisher? That's the first thing that comes to mind. Or something to put out the flames.
Oh, come on. Come on.
There is no fire extinguisher, but it's a good thing that you asked about that because there are actually smoke
Sprinklers?
detectors and sprinklers set into the ceiling of the room itself.
Okay, so
And
they
you can
go
see
off.
that the smoke is starting to rise to them.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the sprinklers will activate any time now.
Presumably.
Any time now.
Anytime
It's only
now.
been a few seconds. So
Anytime now.
30 seconds in a room and I already ruined it.
But it's only been on fire for 10.
So it's, yeah, it's the room. The
For
room.
Apollo, he doesn't
This
even
is
know where he
This is
is.
a budget room. Can I take like an extra like brace myself action or something? To
If
try
you want
to
to
be more
spend, if
accurate?
you want to spend your turn on it, yeah,
I see what you're saying.
because you've already definitely spent your minor action relaying information.
Right. Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna go for it.
All right, roll me precision.
He's far enough away from Keith that I'm not gonna hit him or something, right?
Yeah,
Unless you trip
Unless you
on the
aim
head.
under
Big
the
groom.
he is
table.
under the table. The groom is not under the
Okay,
table.
well, what if I get like a trick shot?
It would have to be a pretty good.
Then I would gladly take that damage.
I got a 6.
Oh,
You didn't roll a single
You got
success.
lucky there. One die versus 3.
Pure skill.
Pure skill.
The groom turns
Waited.
in your direction just as you line up the shot, and it goes through his eye
Yes.
and out the back.
Beautiful.
It burns away from the shot, and he falls down dead at your feet. Well, actually, at Heat's
In front of me.
At Heat's face,
Oh.
just lands next to you. Oh hey.
Slow
He lands next to me and I touch his face.
All right. Out of combat.
Interesting.
Time is moving again. The smoke from your fire rises to the smoke detectors in the ceiling, and the sprinklers automatically start dispensing. The room is going to be a mess. They are not going to be able to rent this one out anytime too soon. The elevators at so your person who was running away from you ran this way around the corner, and then there's a set of elevators along this wall as well, along at the end of the hallway. And the two of you who are out in the hallway are still able to see this happen. The elevators at the end of the hallway both ding at the same time. The first doors open, and inside you can see another foursome of grooms.
Wonderful.
The other door dings open, and Sam Shade steps out. He has a pizza in hand. He looks over at the elevator. Nope. There's a squealing
This is
sound,
great.
Oh, he
And-
takes the elevator.
and
cool.
the elevator suddenly slams out of sight.
Right.
You hear a whistling, hissing, crashing sound from far below you.
Nice.
Pizza?
I run out into the hallway after I hear that crash. I look one way, don't see anything. I look the other way, see him with a pizza. Oh my god, pizza! And I run to him and I go grab a slice.
So, where have you been, Shades?
Who cares? He brought pizza. It's so good.
How are you? How are
Pineapple
you
and
feeling?
a unagi.
How are you feeling, Mr. Sheet? I
never
imagine
would've
that
thought
the fire was your work.
Yeah, well,
You're looking torn up, kid.
I had a bit of a headache, but honestly, like this pizza is just I'm not even thinking about it anymore. I just want food.
He looks you over. You're looking kind of shit done by. Hey, want to come up to the muckety mucks? That's where we're supposed to be. What you guys been getting up to? I guess you've already had some fun, eh?
We were attacked by members of the Fae. Treants, grooms.
I went out to meet the pizza guy and got pretty much the same deal for the last, looks down his watch, 2 hours or so. It's been fun out there.
Are we like
How
are
is
we
it-
walking?
I'm walking with you.
Okay,
I
well,
guess.
as we're doing that, I like trip, fall on my face, and then turn around and she kind of lay there. All right, yeah. Just give me a second here, guys.
It's cool. Sam picks you up, sort of slings you over one shoulder. Let's go. So as you're walking, Sam explains that the last 2.5 hours, the hotel's been basically under siege by some sort of elven creatures, and they started the conference early as a result. They're trying to get things done. He said, it's mostly been, the preliminaries, everybody's saying, hi and shaking hands and tossing around the golden little wrapped chocolate balls and such. But I think the real players are starting to get ready to do the real thing, so we're going on up.
Seems to me like the culprit of the plane incident has tipped his hand too far.
I don't know about that. It's not like we know who he is yet.
Shade,
Could be anybody.
have you tried fried eel before?
That's on the pizza. Pineapple and unagi. Yeah, I know. I wouldn't have thought of it myself.
It
These
looks
are-
so
It's a
different.
Japanese
On
thing.
Mr. Shade,
pizza.
these are Fae creatures, and they would not follow the orders of creatures outside of their realm.
Well, that's true, but then there's creatures that one can control them through magics.
Could be also
Cookies.
somebody trying to make a ploy.
And of course, then,
Did
there's
you try
people
the
what
pizza?
have the monies, like human monies ain't useful to. Ain't useful to.
So are we in the elevator at this point? Like,
No.
Oh,
No, you're just he's walking you to the different elevators.
Oh,
These go
okay.
up from the bottom, and then there's
Oh,
a different
okay.
set that take you
Yeah.
the rest of the
Right,
way.
right,
the
right.
express
The VIP
elevators to
elevator.
the
Well,
VIP
you also
section.
couldn't have an elevator that goes all the way up.
Yeah.
It just becomes too heavy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have
So you're actually at the cross floors.
Oh, okay.
Probably on purpose, given that you're the security detail, and they'd have to come up. to get-
Yes, absolutely.
Or they just break through the windows.
Oh, they just break through the windows.
I have got to learn
Hey,
how
we
to make
can.
my own unagi.
Sure.
But like, I gotta put it on pizza. I gotta make my own unagi pizza.
I have memorized 7 pizza recipes and 4 unagi recipes if you're interested, Mr. Heat.
Well, I know who to call.
How many memoirs have you read or wrote about eels?
I don't write, I dictate.
How many have you dictated?
Who cares?
Why are we talking about people's
Eat
dicks?
the pizza.
Let's go. Leads you over to the elevators, hits the button, you're all inside the elevator. I don't know where these guys are coming from. The Fae, obviously, but there's money that you can buy them with if you know what they want.
Why
Feynman.
risk a public outcry? Certainly there's people on the streets who must have seen these attacks.
There's people on the streets.
Fananian.
What, 30 floors up?
You said you're
Fanarian.
outside waiting for the pizza guy. 2 hours.
That's right. But I was going down to the floors to get to the pizza when it all happened. Inside the hotel. They just zoomed in. Who knows where they came from?
Well, certainly there are residents in the hotel then who have heard or seen these attacks.
Oh yeah, probably.
There's probably a couple outside that saw fireballs.
I think we'll just say Faye.
There's a lot of cleanup that has to happen after an event like this. That's always the way. You tell them that there was some gas explosion, some people got horribly twisted, what you going to do about these corpses? Oh, they're tied away, what do you know? And then the governments all say, hey, that's funny, these things didn't happen, never mind. That bombing over in England, you think that was just regular people? Give me a break. And what about them sarin gas events down right in here? That was no people. That was no sarin gas. Oh, here we go. Ding. Doors open up. This whole area is basically paved in gold. There's no other way to describe it. The floors look immaculate.
Oh, Geronimo.
The marble and gold veins. There's glass everywhere. And in fact, you're not even sure that it might not be diamonds.
Fancy.
And in the middle of all of this opulence, there's this massive conference area that has a vast circular table, well, oval really, set in the midst of it. It's also made of the same sort of dark marble and gold. And sitting around it are dozens upon dozens of representatives, or so you assume, from must be different supernatural powers.
Are you still carrying me over your shoulder as the elevator door opens?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Around the table you see a variety of creatures that you don't recognize and some that you have seen before. There's definitely a couple of different kinds of elves. You mostly recognize the Lords of the Fae by being very human-like, except they're very thin, the bones are very obvious, and the ears are pointed. You see several representatives from the Lords of the Fae. You see a number of strange-looking reptile-type creatures of various dimensions and sizes. They're all vaguely humanoid, but they're all definitely reptilian. You see a bunch of tall-looking men in suits, and they're all wearing masks of some kind. They all seem to have the sort of dramatic masks with happy and sad.
Oh, like the drama ones.
Well, I mean the masks that are usually used to represent the two dramatic elements, tragedy and comedy.
Yeah.
And all of them right now are wearing the downwards curved mask and have the upwards curved mask in their hands, and they're waving it around as they talk. And then there's also the individuals that you all recognize from your plane trip here. There's Raj Kaul and Goodman Brown sitting at one end of the table, and at the other end of the table you see Kitsuki Kayako, and somewhere near the head of the table on one side you see Sarah. At the other end of the table you see a familiar elf king who you have met once before by the name of Artemis Bramsteel. Sam brings you a little further into the room and then sort of tries to wave / catch the eye of Goodman Brown sitting at the table. Just a minute of your time there, my lords. And they all stop for a moment to look in your direction.
As they do that, I kind of take a last bite of my pizza, look around, and kind of give it a chuck over our shoulder, kind of on that floor.
Just flick it over your shoulder?
Yeah, because I don't like crust, man. I like the crust. Love the crust in real life. So crust of the pizza.
So they're all,
let me tell you about how good crust of pizza.
They're all looking at Shay at first, and then they look to your behind because he's carrying you fireman style.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then they look at the crust of pizza on the ground. If looks could kill, that pizza crust would be so dead.
Rains picks it up.
It dissolves.
Puts it into the pizza box, and he kicks the pizza box into the elevator.
The elevator doors close behind you.
It opens. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll wait for the next one.
The representative sitting at the table, Goodman Brown, gives you a gentle smile. Definitive action, Mr. Rains, I believe it was.
That's correct, yes.
What can I do for you?
Goodman Brown. It's good to see you again.
And a pleasure always to make your acquaintance again. wasn't it Dr. Kira?
Thank you.
Yes. We are rather busy here, but I suppose I could spare a few moments if all consent for a break. And there's nods around the table. I suppose we could all use some refreshments. And servants come out of the woodwork all bearing flagons of various liquids, and they're bearing big platters of meat in the directions of the reptilians, and big sandwich platters towards the more human-looking sections. And he stretches and steps away from his seat and comes over to you. As he walks over, that same creeping sense, those heebie-jeebies, that sense of someone walking over your grave comes over you all again. It's much stronger than it is when you're with Goodman Gray. What seems to be the matter? Oh, you're a little beat up, I think.
Oh, yeah, that'll happen.
In fact, all of you look like you've seen a little action. I hear we've been having some excitement in the lower floors.
We've had some intruders. A little unexpected, but I guess that's what we're here for.
Oh, it's a good thing that we have you intrepid security personnel on our side. Otherwise, we'd certainly be doomed.
Can you do anything for Mr. Heat?
I can do many things for Mr. Heat.
Sam, you might pat on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, turn around for a second.
Sure. He does a full 360.
No.
Right.
This'll work. Yeah. Hey, Sammy. Good job. Thanks.
You're welcome.
And I
maybe just put the kid down.
Yeah, he shrugs, he laughs, sort of shrugs you off of his shoulder onto your feet, spins you around to face Goodman Brown.
Great. Yeah, well, like, medical, I'm just...
Sir, you can see the kid. He is shot the fuck up. What do you think you can do for him?
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit down on the floor here, and I literally just cross my legs, hands in my lap, and just kind of sit down.
Brown takes a long look at you. can see you've already enjoyed the attentions of one of our society once before.
I look up at him. Yeah, it's quite painful what's going on. So, like, about that healing, or...
Would you like me to heal you?
Could you?
Do you consent my touch?
Sam, is this gonna look legit, or...
Sam just shrugs.
Oh, whatever, just go ahead.
Goodman touches your forehead with one finger. Your body feels like it's been torn to little tiny shreds, fed through a paper shredder, and then shoved into a food processor. And then you feel great.
Oh my god, okay. Wow.
You are fully healed.
Sick.
Goodman Brown, I hate to be a bother, but do you have enough juice in you for another?
Absolutely. Do you consent to being healed?
Of course. I need to be at my top game if we're going to encounter more of those things.
Very good. He does the same for you. Same feeling. Wow, that is the most pain that a person can possibly hold. And now you're great.
Sweet.
I
You're
jump
fully
up
healed.
and I go, oh my
Nice.
god, Mr. Brown, you the man. I stick my hand out for a fist bump.
He puts his hand up. I don't think you want a second go. Just
You're
yet.
right. Bam, and I give myself a fist bump. That's cool. That's cool.
Keel's not very subtle about fencing, so he's giving him the same sort of like guy in an art gallery staring at him with the eyebrow up thing. Interesting. I have encountered a member of your society before then.
Oh, you have? Who would that be? Oh, no, don't tell me. Oh, Mr. Goodman Gray.
I was about to say, you both share the same first name?
It's not so much a name as an honorific.
And I'm going to go on a limb here and say that you are not family in the water sense, but perhaps in the blood?
Oh, no, quite a different sort of sense, but family is not a bad way of putting it.
Cool, so are we gonna like, and I kind of try to walk past, are we gonna like sit down and talk in here, or like...
Now, hold on. He doesn't actually touch you, but he sort of gestures towards your fabric and...
As he gestures, I kind of do a little shoulder dip as if he was gonna touch me. I go, yeah, okay, I won't go in there, cool.
Oh, good. It's not that you can't go in there, of course you can, but I suggest you do it warily. There are, tensions here today. This is a major conference, after all. We're trying to hammer out a certain war plan.
War plan for what?
Looks at you all. I wonder if this isn't a little bit above your pay grade, but since you've come here anyways, I suppose you're due an explanation. I don't suppose you've heard of the ice giants?
Yes, I have read what I can find.
Not much, I imagine.
No.
Not much is known about them. They appeared in the vast far north of the reflection. About 5 years ago, I think is correct. Yes, 5 Earth years anyways, in this dimension. And since then, they've repelled all attempts to dislodge them from that place. It was once the stronghold of a quite powerful elf lord, an elf king who's actually represented here today. He did not take well to being thrust from his kingdom. He lost a major part of his power that day. Understand that he only reclaimed it recently with some assistance from an organization of the Bright Star. I don't know very much about it.
Interesting.
And I know that he's been plotting and scheming ever since to try and reclaim his lost throne and lost territory. And today he's finally convinced enough of us to come together because the ice giants are a definite threat. Or so he would like to convince us.
So I understand some of the Fae creatures here, the elves, the reptiles, stuff like that, but where do you come into this? I understand, similar to Gray, that you're a healer, but...
He gives a little smile when you say healer. It looks lost and alone on his face. Yes, healer. That's one way of putting it.
So what exactly did you do to me? Why did it hurt so much? Did I die? Oh my god, did you resurrect me? Did I die and then like you were like, damn, you're alive now? Is that
Resurrection
witchcraft?
is on the other side of what we do, but it's something not too dissimilar.
Oh my god, I think I was just resurrected. That's so cool.
Let's see here. How would I put this in simple terms? Each of your cells has a memory of when it used to be part of a greater whole. And we can use that memory to take you to a place where you were once, a different set of yourself.
Am I 5 years younger or something?
I wouldn't think so. Probably only 10 minutes, 20. I don't think I needed to go any further back.
It's so rad.
He gives you that thin, strange smile. I'm glad you think so.
Shade, what do you think? What do you think about this guy, Shade?
Shade is looking away. He apparently does not want any part of this conversation.
No, it's okay.
He's not letting on why, but he seems to be like he doesn't really want to hang into this.
Alright, well I kind of take a step back by Shade and still observant, but I'm just kind of...
Good thinking. Keep your eyes open, kid. Things are going to happen.
Temporal displacement, Mr. Brown.
Yes. In the manner of speaking, it's more like there is a August Heat who was not injured 20 minutes ago. And there was an August Heat who was. And we don't care about that August Heat, so we shove him somewhere else. And we just bring this one here.
Parallel streams, then.
Of a sort. Not all streams are of equal validity. Not all things are as likely to happen.
How do you account for imbalancing the multitude of universes, then?
There's probably an infinite amount of universes, is there not?
There is not. He looks at you. There is not indeed. And that's the most interesting part. Oh, but he looks back towards the conference table. I see that it looks like we're getting ready to get started again. I think that will be concluded very soon, actually. Quite ahead of schedule, thanks to the arrival of your plane in a timely manner.
Can I make like an awareness check to maybe hear what people are talking? Like if I can hear a conversation or anything?
Absolutely. They're not making any effort at keeping their voices down.
Are
so
they
as
also...
Goodman Brown wakes his way back to his seat at the conference table, you all guys can all listen in.
Okay.
Are they preventing us from moving around at all, or no?
Nope. They seem completely comfortable with you moving around however you want. You're supposed to be there to protect them,
Yeah.
after all.
Okay, I want to look around the area.
The area is, like I said, basically dominated by this one huge conference room.
Is it like
Everything else, there's a small spa area off to one side that has a large hot tub in it and has boards that could be presumably used, not boards, but tables that could be used for putting people on a massage, but
Is this all
it's
glass?
empty. Yes. And everything is encased in this glass.
Glass rooms.
Yes.
Is this like a round room? Like
The room itself is perfectly rectangular,
Okay.
but all of the edges are rounded off on the inside, as it were. And the walls themselves are decorated with that same sort of marble tile.
Right.
And otherwise, it's just lots of stairways and balconies that overlook the conference area going up for several stories.
Okay. I also wanted to kind of scope out the table area. Or like checking the chairs.
You can, from the area you are, so the area you're on is slightly higher than the area of the conference room.
Oh,
and
I
it
see.
goes down some steps
Okay.
towards the conference area,
Okay.
which is in its own recessed large section of the room. And then, like I said, there's balconies that go up,
Nice.
but there's nothing that goes down.
Fancy.
Would I be able to get closer to the table at all?
You can try.
Okay.
Go ahead and do
I'd
so.
like to try.
Table attacks.
Okay. So as you walk closer to the table, some of the dignitaries at the table look up at you as though they're curious about what it is you're up to, but otherwise don't seem disturbed by your presence. But each of the representatives of the table, you realize, aren't just there by themselves. They have people to the left and to the right of the same race as them. And as you approach, each of them sort of back up from the table and stand. And they put their hands inside their clothing if they have them, or they reach down, or the reptilian guys just go like this and claws emerge.
Okay. Well, I'm just kind of like trying to like duck a little bit, check the chairs, make sure everything's okay.
Yeah. Some of the leaders around the table pat their aides down. Don't worry, they're here for our protection. And others don't. They just give you a long look.
Yeah. Okay. I don't pay them any mind.
Meanwhile, the conference gets underway again. Ultimus Bramsteel calls it to order. He clinks a silver fork against his glass. Ladies and gentlemen, now we've been talking for several hours already, and I think we've gotten most of the salient points, but allow me to recoup before we begin again. We all know that the ice giants, as we colloquially refer to them, have taken a foothold in the reflection, and that they have repelled all efforts from many of us here to push them from that foothold. And indeed, the cold is spreading, ladies and gentlemen, and others. It is spreading south. The entire of the reflection is in danger. There can be no doubt that these infovores intend us all harm. They will not settle for merely devouring my kingdom. No, they will be coming for yours. And all of the things that you care about and all of your holdings are in danger. And that is why we are meeting today. It is time for us to put forth a concerted effort. It is time for us to push the infovores back out of this universe and back to whatever squalid semi-reality they came from, and never let them set foot on this fair plane again. And let me also recoup the tiresome complaints of our reptilian friends here that cold environments are not suited for them, but nonetheless, your shock troops are amongst the best in all the reflections. I expect a fair contribution. And finally, I would like to once again acknowledge the most excellent delegate from the Void Walkers, here representing the Triune God, and he says a word that sort of twists in all of your minds. Yeah. You don't feel the same pain. It's like you've heard it before.
Sick.
Even though you're not quite able to get it. But the two of you get a splitting headache out of it.
Is it like a what kind of, how does it sound? Is it like a beautiful name?
It's not something that you can even really get a good sense of hearing it. It's like the words weren't said, it just went straight to the brain. And there's just this pain in the back of your head. Yeah, it's this a sense that something was said without ever actually hearing it.
But
But for you, you know it was said, and it doesn't hurt, but you're not sure what was said. But you know who he's talking about, because every eye turns to look at the other head of the table.
I'm like, oh, I've heard that before.
That's right. You recognize that it's like you heard the syllables before, but you can't quite make it out. But for you two, it's a twisting, terrible migraine.
Sweet.
That only dissipates after a few seconds of splitting pain.
I look at Sam. Is he?
He seems to be fine. Doesn't seem to be affected by it.
He hit on her too.
And everybody turns their eyes towards the other head of the table, where Sarah, is sitting, and she inclines her head. On behalf of the Triune God, I give you all greetings, and on behalf of the Voidwalker Collective, it is my pleasure to represent the Triune God to you all. Although we are distant in terms of both geography and reality, know that you have our willing and happy support if our demands and needs are met. And Artemis Bramsteel inclines his head, of course. That's what we're here to discuss, after all. And soon, there's a cacophony of voices as it sort of breaks off into little groups, clusters, all, and you can tell they're all wheeling and dealing for advantage. They're talking about trading lands that you've never heard of, and resources that sound vaguely familiar. Like some talk about gold and rubies, but some are also talking about smugs, and they're talking about souls, like it's a thing that you can trade around.
Some currency.
And they're all basically horse trading, trying to figure out what can I get out of this.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on for the next 20 minutes or so, and then the elevator door opens again. This time, however, it's it's not any sort of monster. It's the tall white woman in the kimono.
Ah, yes, you brought for us from a plane.
She kicks a pizza box out of her way
Great.
as she steps daintily inside of the room, and she looks around. Looks like all is going well, gentlemen.
You are the lady who brought us here.
That is correct.
Would I recognize her? Because I was already in the room.
No, you haven't seen it before.
Okay.
It was my pleasure to convey you here for the sake of engaging the tour in this momentous occasion. She points towards the table. This is a meeting unlike any that has occurred in 300 years. It's very seldom that so many members of the Fae, and indeed foreign dignitaries, and she points again towards the end of the table where Sarah sits, should visit us in all paltry reality. And history is being made. You must all be honored to be a part of it.
It is truly fascinating, and from a research point of view, I could not be happier. But it seems odd that the tour would spend an extravagant amount of money to bring agents to attend a party.
And there you have hit upon the crux. That is not why we have brought you here. And even your security detail purpose is, how shall we say it?
Unnecessary?
A ruse.
Yes, I assumed that much.
You are not at all security detail. Of course, we have many other agents and operatives throughout the building, both ours and those who are working for the various dignitaries here.
Is there a reason why you want us, or people want us dead? Why us?
Oh, well, that is a good question. I suspect that there are a number of reasons. Probably top of the list would be your involvement with Artemis Brandsteel. I understand that you all assisted him with a certain retrieval mission some time ago.
Ah, shit.
Well, at this point, Rains would probably be coming back, seeing the lady come through the elevator.
Hello, Mr. Rains. Thank you for joining us. I think this is something you should all hear.
Oh, hello. May I ask who you are?
I am a representative of the tour. And sir. And that is all you need to know.
Okay. Can I give her like a...
Yes,
salute?
I was not personally on that mission, but I know some of the details.
Excellent. Then you know that you restored a major part of his power to him on that day. This conference would have been impossible if he had not regained the influence that power granted him.
Well, it,
Well, I mean, we
kind
don't
of wasn't under our control.
we don't really know what we did. We just kind of
No
did
need
it.
to be modest. You have made a historic event occur. Without you, she points again at the table, none of this would be happening. And that, my friends, is probably why you are amongst the many, many valuable targets here today. Which is what brings me up here to speak with you all. We have received another bomb threat, as it were. They tell us that the entire building is rigged for displacement, much like the plane was rigged for displacement.
So first you don't succeed.
I believe that they are going to attempt to move this building out of the safe confines of the physical reality and into a place where things are more moldable to their designs and desires. Having all of these important personages under their thumb would be an incredible coup. In any case, it is for this purpose that we have made sure that you are on hand, because you have proven yourselves all skilled in this sort of bomb disposal. Mr. Shade here is a particular expert in this sort of technology collapsing, I believe he calls it.
Sammy does know what he's doing. And I give him a fist bump. Best of the best, this one.
You know it. He sort of turns around, looks at the woman through one side of his shades. Says, "So what? You need us to go snip a few wires? Or what's going on?" And the woman points her hands. "It's both more simple and more complex than that. It seems like a similar device to the one that you found in the plane, but I believe it is more complex in its manufacture. There's only the one of them at the center of the building, but it seems to be wired into the infrastructure. I, of course, don't wish to touch it. I have no expertise with these sorts of things, but it seems to me that tampering with it is not recommended. Chances are it will react badly. You'll need to have the exact sequence so that you can prevent it from activating in the first place."
Great.
That was the last one deactivated.
So we do absolutely nothing.
Oh, not at all. It's going to be up to all of you to defuse the bomb.
Yes, I did.
She quietly wants to so I defuse the bomb. We don't want to let anyone here know, because that will interrupt the conference. This is a 1 in 3 centuries occasion.
You want us to do the job by knowing how to do it without knowing how to do it, pretty much.
Oh, you're taking it a little too hard. Mr. Shade will walk you through it, won't you, Mr. Shade?
Basically, you want us to defuse a bomb while pretending to look like we're the security detail.
Of course.
But there's only one way to defuse this bomb.
There's only... Well, I'm sure there are more than one way, but there's only one way that I know, and that's figuring out the sequence.
Do you have a
It's a
location?
combination. Yes. The center of the building.
Center, like vertically and horizontally? Horizontally, is it above us, below us?
It's actually inside the infrastructure somehow. I believe it was displaced there itself. I will need to take you there. I should let you know that if you fail, obviously the building will be displaced to a place where probably you will not be included. The center of the building and the device itself will not travel with the building, and you will still be many stories above the ground. So chances are good that... Well, in any case, I'll allow your imaginations to work out the details. The point is that you will defuse the bomb, and everything will be fine.
Yeah.
Good. Are you all feeling confident? Are you all ready?
Let's go! Heck yeah!
Excellent, because the timer is ticking down, and I believe you have 20 minutes. Gentlemen, if you'll all join me in the elevator.
Keo shrugs and goes.
I go and I kind of use my foot to lift open the pizza box. Is there any pizza left?
No pizza left. There is 3 crusts, though, just sitting there.
I grab one of the crusts and I kind of munch on it. It's
I kind
sad.
of hold the door open for everybody else to the elevator.
Oh, thank you. What a gentleman. She walks through, brushes the silk kimono against edge of your chest.
I pick up a...
Are you coming, Mr. Rains?
Of course.
She hits the closed door button.
Nope, no pizza?
No pizza for me. And then she disappears and the elevator disappears, and you're in what looks like a section made of concrete and steel. There's rebar around you. It looks as though this area was cut with lasers. It's so sharply sectioned
Clean.
off.
Nice.
It's perfectly smooth. In fact, it's so smooth beneath you that even though it's rough concrete and steel, it's like glass. It's very hard to get traction on. Walking on it is quite slippery, just because of how so perfectly smooth it is. Whatever was in here was surgically removed. And in the midst of it, you see quite a large device. It has some blinking lights on it and some colors. It has wires going off, attaching it to all of the various steel girders. Shade takes a look at it and sort of rubs at his temples.
She has got to stop doing that.
Is that good, eh, Shade?
Well, this is a more complex model than the one we handled in the airplane. That one just needed to get you the right sequence, and he points at the keypad sitting next to the device. This one, we're going to need to figure out the number sequence, and he points over to the blinking lights. Now, I've seen this kind of model before. It actually gives you a sort of hint if you know what to look for. Each of these lights is going to suggest a number on the keypad, but heck if I know which one. Let's do this together, gentlemen.
For a second, Philip, I thought you were pulling out a slice of pizza.
The numbers
That would have been
on
great.
this remote are the numbers on your keypad.
Okay.
So you have from 1 to 0.
1
Okay.
to 0? Okay.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, this is the device we used last week.
But it is reprogrammed
Yes.
with a new sequence.
Nice.
So
Good.
since you ripped apart last week's puzzle in no time flat,
Here's
this
the
one
difficulty.
is more difficult.
Yeah.
So somehow the numbers and what you're going to see
Yeah.
are related,
Okay.
and it's up to you to figure out how.
Okay.
There are 6 sequences in all.
Oh boy.
We'll let it go at that. All right, congratulations, guys.
Now we
And you
learned
did-
a little.
And you did solve the puzzle. It wasn't LARPing, it was puzzling. The device you successfully diffuse, even if there's a bit of confusion, and you tell Shade, look, I'm tapping it as lightly as I can. It's not working.
I literally used my finger now.
I'm
Why does
literally
this thing
using
have
my
a
finger.
remote?
It's like, look, maybe you're just not holding it right.
Shade, I'm telling you, look at this thing.
Okay,
dude.
you're just not, look, give me that to me. Give me that, yeah. You're right, it's fucked up. So after a little bit of argument, you finally figure it out and you hit the correct sequences and the thing is done. You have diffused it.
Bam. Okay.
Sick.
And the woman in the white kimono appears back inside the concrete box
Yeah.
with you
As she does.
immediately after that. Oh, I knew you could do it. Unfortunately, she gestures sadly to the rooms above. It seems that whoever planted it knew you could do it too.
It's a distraction.
And that was all. And in the meantime, I'm afraid there has been a casualty amongst the important delegates. Ultimus Bramsteel has been murdered. I'm afraid they're blaming it on you. All of you. And that is present.
Good evening, dear listeners. This is S.I.R. That is S.I.R. I trust you enjoyed tonight's entertainment. This episode's cast is as follows. Nathaniel Keefer as Dr. Walter Keel. Christopher Keefer as Samuel Shade. Philip Zivkov as August Keats. Kirk Dawson as Avery Rains. Tonight, our storyteller was Christopher Keefer. Until next time, in transmission.